Nikki, we all were just in Suisun City. Suisun City. Took me 4 days to figure out how the hell to say it. So we're all together, about 70 of us, and I didn't stay for the event because it was being recorded. I came in and did little clips here and there, and I left the room. Now, Nikki, I know you were there. You consumed everything. What were some of the highlights? Because Mary Tracy and Jay put that thing together, and there's going to be a recording coming out, a video event of that coming out, and to just pique the interest of people wondering what the hell went on in Suisun City, because not necessarily everything that happens in Suisun City stays in Suisun City. What were some of the highlights for you, Nikki?
Well, definitely some of it stays in Suisun City, so my lips are sealed. Um, yeah. So we just presented. Rebecca and I just presented about that event last night at Saybrook, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, the event was a lot of fun. I was telling them like it was the most fun week of my life. Yeah, I'd say we got deeper and also like went kind of wider than any conference that I've been to. I really enjoyed having, you know, 2 or 3 hours a day with Jay, if you can imagine that, and just having the chance to go deeper on some of the more challenging subjects and really having time to look through the EEG and, just get a sense for how complex even that simple thing can be. We got to have time with both Jay and Ron Swatsina for a good deal of each day, talking about either EEG or pharmaco-EEG. And I think a lot of people are interested in learning more about pharmaco-EEG and all the different drug effects. And I definitely feel a lot more equipped to deal with that and also start to think about navigating the territory of, working with the other people in someone's, healthcare team who are really credentialed to do that. Um, we had a lot of speakers present about signal processing and machine learning and artificial intelligence, which was really exciting to me because it seems like that particular area is really growing fast. And
Now that was Dr. Regina, right? Regina.
right, so Regine Eichler-West gave a presentation sort of on an overview of like what machine learning is. We had Makoto Miyakoshi, I think his name, from SC Schwartz Center for Computational Neuroscience. He's famous in the EEG lab circles. He gave a really beautiful presentation along with Michael Villanueva called The Art of Dimension, and sort of taking a step back and looking from like a first principles perspective on like what are we really doing when we're doing some of these fundamental transformations of EEG data, even just taking the fast Fourier transform as an example, and what's lost as a result of doing that, and how we can think about things like database comparisons and pre-post measures of neurofeedback success or lack thereof, with more appreciation for how multidimensional the EEG is and how much you lose by compressing the time spectrum just into one thing. That sort of stuff also happens to be kind of my interest, is more the computational side of things. And it was amazing. It felt like a great culmination then to have iSync present at the end. Dae-Kun Kim and Sungwon Kang. They're just all stars. They've been working with Jay for a long time. They worked with Yuri on the development of their database. They've been working with all the great people, and they have created a really incredible vertically integrated sort of EEG system where there's the cap that is sort of like an all-in-one device, and this cloud-based platform, so you don't have to fiddle with any software to process your data. And also they're working on implementing these AI algorithms to detect certain pathological states. Their early research was distinguishing Alzheimer's dementia from regular mild cognitive impairment associated with aging. And so it's cool to see just their vision and how, how forward looking they are, and that they really want to get the two big brothers of pharma and insurance sort of on their side, and that, they've really positioned themselves to at least try to do that. And it was cool that it related back to everything else we were learning about signal processing. Like, Regine was talking about how we need to transform data into basically videos so that we can make use of the existing machine learning algorithms. And then, we got to see that, yeah, iSync actually did just that. And they figured out a way to convert EEG into a 2D image without losing a lot of the resolution. And that's what they're using to train their AI algorithms. So yeah, and it was a really wide range. That was only a part of it. We had some people, Michael Pierce, Rusty Turner, who got really deep on a lot of different issues related to sort of environmental and EMF toxicity. Michael Pierce, amazing chiropractic functional neurologist who knows a lot of stuff about different biological factors and potential biological insults that might be impeding someone's progress in doing neurofeedback. And Rusty is a seasoned, I think, pediatric neurologist who has, I think, only in the past 5-10 years gotten into the EEG world, and was just presenting on all of the concerns that we have with EMF, and like the fact that, just like in the neurofeedback world, the research hasn't really caught up to the technology. And in this case, sort of in the negative sense, like we're still learning just all the ways that, cell phone towers and Wi-Fi are affecting us. And we don't need to be paranoid or conspiratorial, but we should, try to educate ourselves and maybe, turn off the Wi-Fi router at night or whatever it is. So it was, that was an amazing conference, and I'm really excited that on the last morning, we got together and Regine is sort of organizing us as a team in order to essentially create a scientifically written report and summary of that conference so that it can be published in Neuroregulation. So I have a feeling there's going to be more conversations in public about that, on YouTube and on various places around the web about what went on, but there will also be publication from the ISNR that people can look into. So it was a ton of fun. It's like from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep, you're having awesome conversations or listening to, awesome talks, or like drinking great wine and like getting invited onto boats and getting invited to people's fun houses. So I would recommend it. And we're going to make it happen next year.
Jay, you got any thoughts on Suisun? You want to touch on that?
Well, it's really quite an honor to have 70 folks pop in for your birthday and to hang out for 3.5 days talking about EEG and QEEG and the future of what we're doing. And again, kind of an immersive experience. Suisun City is a town of 29,000 people. It has two little tiny hotels. We basically took over one hotel, and there's no venue in either hotel that would hold 70 people in a room. I mean, these are small, hotels. So the yacht club here in town basically set up for us. We took over the yacht club for the week, and the fabulous facility for this. And as soon as there's a break, there's a bar. So the hall itself sat 70 people quite comfortably with tables in front, and the entire event was videoed. It's going to take a while to get that all pieced together with PowerPoints interlaced with images of the speaker and images of the people asking questions at the microphone and all that. So there's a few months worth of process probably to get that as a product, and then it's going to be 3.5 days worth of film. So the that just scheduling time to look at it is going to be a difficulty. So anyway, it seems to have picked up an inertia all of its own. We did not advertise at all about the event because there's the facility is too small, and just the immediate word of mouth amongst a relatively close group for 2 hours every other week going over EEGs and online, that those kinds of small groups basically all convened. It was a little odd having people introduce themselves as I'm Jay's Thursday and I'm Jay's Tuesday. So, but it was a very warm group. Everybody had EEG as their focus. There wasn't any odd politics back and forth between any vendor groups or anything like that. It was all based on signal, not necessarily hardware. Although Mary Tracy is totally fried from having done it and probably won't be immediately involved in doing anything going forward. When I talked to the yacht club and told them that unfortunately we'd be kind of limited because 70 was the total max they could hold, they basically said, we've done weddings with a few hundred. We set up giant tents outside. So it may end up being done at a level that we could actually let people know about, so people that were interested could come, as opposed to kind of not promoting it, not talking about it, because you don't want to end up having to kind of shoo people away. So, but it turned out as I think a real fabulous event, and it was the first experience I had with 3D people for quite a while. So,
well, that's what a lot of people don't get, Jay, is we came to you, we came to the master, to Suisun City, and your birthday, and that just shows the commitment and the loyalty and the respect that everybody has for you, man. So I know you hate this stuff, but you got to know, as a newcomer checking it all, it was a great pilgrimage. I recommend it. I don't know how I got on the invite list, but I'm glad I was there. And it reminds me of the old days of the internet, where people just wanted to get together to connect and share what they know to help expand the reach and the knowledge for everybody. So I don't want to oversell. I don't want to undersell. It's a fine line, but if you can be a part of it, I mean, it reminds me of going to Omaha, Nebraska, and Warren Buffett's pilgrimage that he has out there. It's like Jay Gunkelman is the Warren Buffett of neurofeedback. You heard it here first.